Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm coming to you guys with a different video. This is not a Knicks video, but it's more as a NBA video. I want to branch out and do, stuff just with the NBA in general. I also do want to talk about the Knicks because I do value the Knicks more than any franchise, and they're my favorite team. I want to talk about stuff that's going on around the NBA and just give you my 2 cents. So, without further ado, let's get into the video. But before we get into the video, please subscribe, like the video, and comment down below your thoughts on the video. So let's get into the video. So, does the NBA have parity? That's a big question. Over the recent couple of years, we have heard the term parity thrown around the league in NBA fans and saying there's no parity left, there's nothing this, nothing that. I think the word parity first got thrown around in 2017, 2018, whenever KD signed. Before that, there was no clear cut who's going to win the championship and who was the favorite to win it. Before that, we always knew LeBron was going to be in the East and it's going to be some other team in the West that he's going to go up against and most likely gonna win, or he's gonna be in the playoff, in the finals, and there's gonna be other teams against him. Recently, the Warriors were there for a couple of years. When KD got there, it was for sure parity was gone. It was gonna be LeBron versus the Warriors. It shifted. The NBA got less exciting after 2016, 2017. I think that's when the last fully exciting time for the NBA was. Players weren't hopping around teams, weren't making super teams, weren't joining other players to win championships or compete. Everybody was staying loyal to their teams and they were trying to win with what they had. But over the recent couple of years, we have seen, players shift teams, players be bought out, which is what I'm going to talk about in a second. But players be bought out and join teams for what they're not worth. So, for example, Blake Griffin, you can say he is past his prime, which he is. Let's be honest, he is past his prime. But Blake Griffin is still a solid 15.5 assist guy, couple rebounds. He can still do stuff on the NBA court, which teams will value. AKA the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets were lacking size, depth, and overall just a big. And Blake Griffin fits both of those needs. And he can provide offense and playmaking and play some little defense on the court when KD, Kyrie, or Harden aren't playing. Blake Griffin's contract was $37.8 million and $38.9 million going on to next season. He got bought out and he signed a 1-year deal or a $1 million deal, whatever it was, with the Brooklyn Nets. We're like, okay, it's cool. KD got more help. It's most likely the Nets are going to win the finals, or they're gonna be in the finals against LeBron, the Lakers, or the Clippers. And then we got news that LaMarcus Aldridge was bought out and he signed with the Brooklyn Nets, another 1-year deal. So now you have KD, you have Kyrie, you have Harden, you have Blake, you got Aldridge, you got Spencer Dinwiddie, but he's not playing this hurt. You got Joe Harris, you got DeAndre Jordan, and you got a couple other players to help you compete and win a championship. So they're like a super team now, and most of the people in the NBA know that. The Nets are most likely going to be in the finals, if not win it. And then we got players like Andre Drummond. Andre Drummond, I know is not good. He's a decent player. He's not the best player. He's not the best center in the league. But the man is not worth a $1 million contract or a $2 million contract, whatever he signed for. He's not worth $28.7 million. That's what his contract was. But he's worth around $10-15 million. And the Lakers, LeBron is going to do whatever he can solidify his chance of winning a championship, because he's trying to win the championships at the end of the day. That's what every NBA player is trying to do. Andre Drummond signs with the Los Angeles Lakers on March 28th, clearing the waivers, and he played his first game yesterday. He didn't play well. I think he got hurt. But the point is, they got LeBron, Anthony Davis, Andre Drummond. 3 solid players are going to benefit a team so much. But the thing is, Drummond could have gone anywhere else. He could have probably gone to the Knicks, some other team, the Mavericks, if they have cap space. But he signed with the Los Angeles Lakers only because Los Angeles Lakers are most likely guaranteed a final spot. If not, they're going to be contending for a championship. And Drummond is 27, so he knows if he signs this contract, or he signs the buyout market for this half of the season left, however long the season is left, he has a pretty good chance of winning the championship. And then next season, he's going to get the bag. We all know that he's going to get a pretty decent contract. It's not going to be with the Lakers. I don't think he's going to stay with the Lakers after the season, but at least he has a chance of winning a championship. And that comes down to the buyout market in general. There were 6 players that were bought out and signed with different teams. Question is, does the NBA have parity? Is the buyout market the best option for these players? Now, you can say this is going to benefit, the good teams like the Los Angeles Lakers, Brooklyn Nets, the Trail Blazers, the Spurs. Those are good teams. But then it also hurts the teams that they've been playing on. So like Cleveland Cavaliers, they just lost lost a pretty good quality big man who is a starting caliber player. He's very good. And the Detroit Pistons, like Blake Griffin didn't do much in his time this season on the Detroit Pistons, but you can say Blake Griffin has played decently with the Brooklyn Nets. Of course, he's not gonna put up the all-star numbers and put up, good numbers, but that's not what they're asking Blake Griffin to do. Blake Griffin is going to come in and give you a couple of buckets, give you a couple assists, get a couple of rebounds, maybe dunk the ball here and there, get a highlight dunk. That's what Blake Griffin's going to do for the Brooklyn Nets until it comes to playoff time where, he might get a bigger role, he might not get a bigger role. We don't know yet. There was a stat in the last couple of years where a buyout player hasn't played more than 100 minutes in the playoff, and that makes you question, are buyout players really that valuable to a NBA team that got? Now it depends. Like a player like Andre Drummond, we know should not be on the buyout market and should be like, a starting caliber center for a good team. But he was bought out because in the situation he played in. The Cleveland Cavaliers, they weren't doing much. They have nothing going for them. They're building for the future, and Andre Drummond doesn't fit their timeline because they got Jared Allen. What does Andre Drummond do? He's stuck in a odd situation where the best thing for him is to get bought out and go to a team that's going to give him the best chance to win, where he's 27 and he's entering the peak of his career. Then maybe he can get a bigger bag on a different team and, play out his good years on that team and hopefully win another championship. But then you got players like Blake Griffin who are also in a bad situation where the Detroit Pistons weren't doing much for him. Like, the Detroit Pistons are one of the worst teams in the league right now. They're not competing for no championship. So the best thing for Blake Griffin at this point in his career, what is he, like 31, 32? The best thing for him now is to sign with contending team. And the way his contract is set up, I don't think that Blake Griffin is going to sign a minimum deal next season. I just don't think so. He's probably going to get like 10, 15 million, a different team. But the buyout market gives him a chance to compete for a championship and then go somewhere else, which is what most buyout players do. They sign up half the year and then they play for a different team after they get the bag. That's basically what it is. But now, what can we do to help fix this problem? There was some things on NBA Reddit where they said that the team that bought out a player gets something from the team that got the player for the rest of the year. Maybe like some trade exceptions, some draft picks, some cash consideration, something to help the team that, bought him out. Unless we can fix some of that where the NBA team that bought the player out gets something in return, I don't see the buyout market changing anytime soon, and players are always going to have their way because it's a players league. Players control where they go and the players control who they want to play with. There's not much an NBA team can do with it but, accept it, or they're going to be known as a team that is holding a player against their will. Let me know what you think about the NBA Parity and the buyout market. Do you guys agree with it? Are you guys concerned with the NBA going forward? Let me know you guys' thoughts in the comment section below, but please like the video and subscribe. Let's hit 250 subscribers before the end of April. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.